Hello World Wide Web, I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality with the best hair. And March the... April... You know, I'm not dead. And I gotta review Killjoy 3 at some point. After all, I reviewed Killjoy 1, a terribly low-budget full-moon flick, and its sequel, Killjoy 2, which somehow looks like it was made for maybe a quarter of the first one's budget. So, a quarter. But things drastically change in Killjoy 3. This time the movie is presented in widescreen with high-definition progressive scan video technology. It looks about as high quality as your average full moon movie. Not high praise, but amazing compared to the first two. Killjoy has returned. He wants souls, and as such, a small group of college-age young adults are all about to die. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and they already had plenty of things that needed fixing around here. So, let's take a look at Killjoy 3 and see if they ran out of duct tape. Our story opens on a dark, ominous, moonlit night. An old shack is where we find a shaman, played by Mark Freedom, who welcomes a professor, played by Darrow Iggis, to give his blood as part of the summoning ritual, meant to summon a demon of vengeance. No, not Pumpkinhead, but Killjoy, played by Trent Haga. But he demands more blood.
I've already paid the price.
I need more. I need to come back to style.
We're not gonna do another no-cost movie filmed on 3 VHS cassettes. Come on, let's give this thing a real budget this time. Killjoy means to summon his posse, subordinate clown demons, such as Punchy, played by Al Burke, Freak Show, played by Tai-Chan Yo, and most importantly, Batty Boob, played by Victoria DeMar. But while the clown is distracted by the cutie, the professor decides to say fuck it and leave, before Killjoy even learned who exactly it was he was summoned to kill. Therefore, all three of them are sucked back into the mirror dimension, trapped until the plot says otherwise. So let's hop on over to the totally not related group of college-age young adults who are throwing a rowdy party, one cut short by the police. And this is a big concern of Sandy, played by Jesse Whittaker, who is merely meant to be house-sitting for her professor, and not doing these big college parties that always lead to death in these movies.
God, looks like your little shindig got out of hand, huh?
This has been a fucking great party.
Now quickly, get all of those extras out of here before one of them ends up with lines. This movie's higher budget, but it ain't high budget. The jock, who you can tell by him always possessing an inexplicable football, would be the boyfriend of Sandy, Roger, played by Michael Rupinow. The little group is rounded out with Erica, played by Olivia Dawn York, and of course Zilla, played by Spiral Jackson. Of note, Zilla wants Erica, but he's shy and intimidated.
You're the strongest guy on the football team. You're on the dean's list. Girls line up for you, man. What happened to your childhood?
Look, man, but I want that one, right?
And that just about sums up everybody's character traits. Aside from them all being incredibly stupid with a knack of making terrible decisions, but that's a gimme, this is a horror movie. But that night, someone leaves a mysterious package on the porch. But we're not going to do anything with that just yet. Everyone's busy cleaning up the place, making sure everything is in order before the professor returns in 3 days. But Roger wonders just what Sandy did with all the mirrors.
Come to think of it, there weren't any mirrors in the house.
Makes filming way easier when you don't gotta worry about the crew showing up in reflections. They think nothing of it and leave it at that. However, come next morning, when Roger goes to get the paper, he discovers a weird package that has been sitting outside their house all night! And somehow the most ridiculous thing in the script so far is that it was somehow not stolen. So they bring it in and muse over just what it might be. Who is it for? There is no note or anything.
What's that?
I have no idea. Let's open it.
But we can all rest assured that whatever it is, it's really gonna get the plot moving. And all the important characters are here because either they were too drunk to drive home, or they did leave and then remembered they had to double back because we're about to start the movie. So now that it's nightfall, again, and everyone's here.
Let's open it.
We find out they were literally just trying to find a way to make this as bad as possible.
Yeah, baby, how long are we gonna wait?
Well, considering you've already given it a full day and he's supposed to be back tomorrow, maybe just play some Mario Kart in the meantime? What is it about breaking federal law that it's just too irresistible to pass up? So they tear into the mysterious package, revealing a strange mirror. Seems mundane, and they could easily just pack it back into the bag, But that won't make it incredibly obvious to the professor that they were digging into his Amazon packages, so they hang it up right away. Well, that turned out to be a lot more boring than they were anticipating. So they spend the rest of the night drinking and watching fun full moon features horror movies, like Puppet Master. Unfortunately for Killjoy, however, he's not even able to get a picture to show up on his side of the idiot box.
Do you got the right input selected?
I don't know. I'm not an evil queen.
You're dressed like one.
Shut up!
Oh, don't worry so much, Killjoy. You've got a house full of horror movie young adults making incredibly stupid choices left and right. You're bound to get out of there sooner or later. Punchy manages to produce the manual for the evil mirror, though, so they can figure out why it's on the fritz.
Magic words, Chinese, I don't... Right? Fuck it!
And in case you haven't noticed, the comedy this time around is leagues better than Killjoy 1 or 2. I mean, it's not gut-bustin' funny, but hey, I'll take sensible chuckle. So with his options limited, Killjoy resorts to simply calling into the mirror and hoping for the best. As luck would have it, though, it just so happens that everyone else has gone off to bed, leaving Zilla all alone, and it just so happens that Killjoy's antics are causing weird, ghostly electronic disturbances, and Zilla just so happens to notice the odd stuff around the mirror, and of course, moves forward to investigate. The one. But instead of entering the real world, Zilla finds himself in the mirror world in a twisted boxing ring. Effectively, a one-ring circus run by Killjoy. So what's he gonna do?
I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, homie.
May as well jump right into the action. I mean, this is a full moon feature. It's only about an hour and 15 minutes long, and that's including the bloated credits. But that doesn't mean Killjoy can't help drag this out, not facing Zilla directly, but summoning Punchy the Clown! Hey, what do you know? Punchy's special skill is the ability to punch things. Who could have guessed?
I want a nice, clean fight! Kinda like I need another asshole in my other armpit, right?
And I want some cute ring girl clowns to come out and hold up the sign saying what round we're on, so it looks like we're both leaving here disappointed. Because aside from Punchy having enormous hands and punching really hard, this is a pretty standard boxing match, all things considered. Except for the fact that it's taking place in an alternate mirror dimension, and when Erica hears Zilla's muffled screams of pain, she rushes to his aid, and soon everyone comes, attempting to wake him from this strange seizure.
Where the fuck did he go?
My guess, he said some random word that the algorithm disagreed with. Maybe he played Echo the Dolphin. Yes, his friends have managed to wake him from the mirror dimension. Don't pay attention to the scene, it never works that way again. He's talking crazy, of course, but they keep talking to him, hoping to understand just what happened.
I saw Killjoy.
Killjoy, no fucking way.
Who's Killjoy?
Clown, was in a couple of horror movies, not very funny. But they must call for help, but they can't, because reasons.
What do you mean dead? I thought you got through.
I don't think so. I don't know, the operator was...
Was what?
I mean, it was Killjoy taunting her, but I still have no idea how we go straight from that to just assuming that the lines aren't working. Well, Roger's heard enough. He decides it's high time to say fuck it and leave. Except he can't leave, or fuck it, for the door is blocked by shitty Adobe After Effects. So they are trapped in the house. But not necessarily in danger, because the clowns aren't coming after them anyway.
Why can't I just go in there and kill him? Booyah!
Because if they die in there, we don't get to collect their souls. They've got to come to me.
Killjoy's not about to go through all this trouble not to level up.
That clown was just beating the hell out of me. Then you guys pulled me out of it.
You mean we woke you up?
Dude, you just tried to leave and got blocked by shitty particles added in post, and you're seriously questioning the existence of the supernatural?
You know, it's a little hard to believe this shit.
Hey. Our phones don't fucking work and we're trapped inside this house, okay?
Oh wait, so you do what? Okay, are we even paying attention to what characters get what lines in this movie? The one thing they can all agree on, though, is that Zilla needs rest. So Roger and Sandy take him up to bed while Erica stays behind to clean up all that blood from that bad dream Zilla just had. But soon, she senses something weird about the mirror, and touching it is sucked into the mirror dimension just the same.
Oh my god.
You flatter me.
I mean, your friend was just spitting up blood from that nightmare talking about Killjoy. Your other friend tried to leave but couldn't because magic barrier, and the phones are not working despite the fact that they're working. And yet somehow, after all this still surprises you? Terrified, she tries to flee, but runs right into Killjoy anyway. But don't worry, her friends will help her, just as soon as any of them realize she's missing in the first place. More importantly, Roger figures, hey, if I set up a sign on the window, surely some kind soul passing by in the middle of the night being a peeping Tom will notice and call for help. But the only one he sees outside is Freak Show, so he runs up the stairs but winds up in a weird infinite hallway of horror.
What the fuck was that?
So she can hear him running into walls in alternate dimensions, or what? Either way, she and Zilla can head out to investigate.
What the hell happened to you, man?
I don't fucking know.
A wall, Roger. You ran into a wall. But now that they're all downstairs, they can take that opportunity to stare into that evil mirror of evil that you should never stare into. Oh, would you look at that? It seems Killjoy managed to capture Erica.
Oh, doesn't she look delicious?
Oh my god! She does look delicious! Killjoy's inviting all of them to come into the mirror for a fabulous feast. Otherwise, well, I'll guess they'll have more Erica for themselves.
Salt, where's the salt?
At a time like this, you're looking for salt.
God damn, you're even more excited to eat Erica than Killjoy is. Oh, no. You see, Killjoy is a spirit of vengeance, emphasis on spirit, and everyone knows that salt can keep them at bay.
So we're going in. We are going in, right?
I don't know, evidently you all decided to just go to bed and wait till morning before doing anything about this Erica in the oven situation. Oh, they totally are. They're just working hard to prepare. What kills demons? Yeah, well, no idea. So let's think of the other aspect. What kills clowns?
Exactly.
He's a clown.
Maybe we're supposed to laugh.
Or give him $50 and tell him the birthday party's over? But wait! Who would have to show up but the Professor? Closing the door before anyone gets a chance to leave, as if the force field wasn't still up with the door open anyway. But the Professor is like, oh no, it has begun! Because of course he knows all about Killjoy. He's the douchebag who summoned him in the opening, remember?
Then why are we wasting our time with these dumb kids?
Gotta fill out the runtime somehow. Killjoy says it's to lure him. But also they're locked in here and will surely die of starvation if they don't do anything about it, so there's that. Anyway, the Professor explains that Killjoy is an ancient demon. A demon he means to banish to hell.
So who's going in?
We all are. Always expecting. All of us.
And the best way to get the drop on him is by doing everything the clown anticipates. Brilliant tactician, this man. But they aren't going in unprepared, no. You see, the Professor has done a lot of research on Killjoy, if that is his real name, which it isn't. You see, Killjoy has a real name that, if invoked, can render him helpless.
Why don't you tell us his real name now?
I can't say it now. It must be in his presence.
Oh, no. If we all go in there just spouting off Killjoy's real name like machine guns, he won't stand a chance, and we gotta keep the climax somewhat exciting. So the plan is that everyone rushes into the mirror, the kids can scatter and do whatever to try and get their friend back, and when he least suspects it, the Professor will swoop in, speak Killjoy's real name, and save the day. And so they all go in, one at a time, and incredibly slowly. This means we have plenty of time to watch Roger get overpowered by Batty Boop. She's really got him on the ropes here. The next to enter is Zilla, and he runs right into Punchy again. And then it's Sandy's turn.
Hey, baby.
Well, that's not really fair. Sandy and Roger both get to fuck clowns, and Zilla just gets the shit kicked out of them again. Next thing you know, bam! Killjoy switches up her attire for a dancer's costume they dug out of one of the trunks in the warehouse at Full Moon Studios, and tells her to dance for him. But will she? Find out next time, as we gotta figure out how Roger's getting out of this situation. Simple. Tell Batty that if she's cheating on Killjoy, Killjoy is probably cheating on her too. But how's Zilla doing?
Social equality is not just a textbook concept. It's a reality.
Well, it's clear the kids aren't going to beat Killjoy with strength or intelligence, so it all comes down to diplomacy checks. It's all charisma all day, as when Killjoy forces Sandy to dance, she spots Betty Boop and hatches a plan. What if she can convince Killjoy to openly express his desires for infidelity?
I could offer you something that you've never had before.
And what would that be?
Consensual sex.
Well, that and a decent budget. As intended, Betty Boop identifies this infidelity immediately and interrogates him. But considering he's Killjoy and doesn't give a fuck, he just snaps his fingers and BAM! She explodes! Hope it was good for you. Anyway, now the professor is done wasting everyone's fucking time and finally decides to hop into the mirror world. But he runs right into Freak Show. And now that everyone's here...
What's that?
Yum yum now.
Oh, God.
they can all be scooped up and brought to the dinner table with Killjoy. Well, I mean, all of them except for Betty Boop, anyway. And without much of an explanation on that part to boot, they're all just seated and Erica is basted and ready to be served.
Well, what are you waiting for? Dig it! But
And Killjoy's calling dibs on eating ass. Oh, no, he's arbitrarily delaying the murder of Erica for no apparent reason. He's talking, but, I mean, it's not like he can't talk with a mouthful of ass. Well, the point is, he's pissed off that it was the professor here that fucked him over so badly. The kids, however, are just confused about this.
Say it. Say it now.
say what?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Say his fucking name.
Yeah, it kinda sucks he didn't tell you what it is now, doesn't it? I mean, you could have all just been ganging up on him and stomping him into silly putty, but instead we're sitting here finding out the professor was the real bad guy all along. So Killjoy declares, dinner time! Thus, Punchy and Freak Show tear into Erica. Killjoy distracts Sandy with some spit, and Freak Show keeps Zilla at bay with his baby brother. But Zilla fights back with pocket salts. Roger, however, got the worst draw. He had to deal with Killjoy.
No.
Who uses that mallet like an executioner's axe. No, actually, it's perfectly clean cut. No bleeding. A lightsaber. Killjoy then orders Punchy to kill Zilla, but Zilla reminds Punchy that they talked about this. Punchy has been exploited for far too long, and it's time for him to take the bourgeois down a peg. So Punchy punches Killjoy. So Killjoy kills Punchy. Man, he really had the better name for this situation.
Further, I command you. Further.
Oh, right, the name. The real name that could be used to render him helpless. Right, any reason he didn't say that before now, Professor? Well, if he did, then none of his students would have horribly died, and that would have made a terrible horror movie.
You use these kids to distract me, to weaken me.
But didn't you already say that if they die here, you get their souls? So how exactly does that weaken you? I mean, they never damaged you or hit you, even slightly.
It's so devious.
Aha! So it was the professor who left the mirror outside to lure the students into Killjoy's mirror world, for he knew that they were all incredibly stupid. And it actually had nothing to do with weakening Killjoy. He just really hated those kids. And Killjoy has figured out that, as the professor says, Killjoy took the soul of his son. And that must mean that Killjoy was exactly who the professor wanted revenge on. But you see, that's the kicker. Killjoy steals souls, has his son's soul, and as such, the professor's son is a part of Killjoy. So how the hell is this vengeance supposed to work anyway?
No. It's me, Michael.
What? No, you're Quentin Miles. Michael was played by Kareem J. Grimes. And that's another thing that power the professor has over Killjoy. Not quite all-encompassing, when Killjoy is literally comprised of the souls of the people who summon him.
Is my name in that book? Do you see Michael in there? I don't think so.
So I'm just going to assume Killjoy is doing the Palpatine no, just to put on a good show for the man.
Fucker!
Or maybe it goes by Toon rules. He can't kill him anytime, only when it's funny. But that's it, he's a clown. Thus, the two remaining survivors decide to laugh at him. And wouldn't you know it, that just so happens to be Killjoy's one and only weakness. No wonder he managed to get by just fine until now. So he tries everything to be as horrifying as possible to get the kids to stop laughing, up to and including pulling his own intestines out.
Gotcha!
The hell you stop laughing for then, Zilla? That one was a real gut buster. So at the end of it all, Sandy is the only one who can keep up laughing and gets out of the mirror world. But that's not to say this is a happy ending, no. When the police arrive to find everyone missing and Sandy sitting there covered in blood laughing, it looks kind of suspicious. But it gets even worse when they bring her in and she refuses to answer any questions, just keeps laughing and won't stop laughing. Therefore,
we can help her. We can stop the laughing.
But considering she's already out, wouldn't that mean that she's safe from Killjoy? Killjoy can't come out without being summoned, and his last summoner is a splat on the dining room floor, so... I don't know. Anyway, that was Killjoy 3. And what do you know? It's finally okay. It's easy to say that after Killjoy 1 and 2, I wasn't expecting much out of 3, but when scores of you mentioned in the comments that 3 was on a whole other level, my only thought was, really? How? How is that even possible? Well, it seems that anything is possible if you remember to actually give your movie a budget. So that whole other level Killjoy 3 is held to, it's that it clears a bar where if you look at it, you can say, yeah, that's a movie, and don't have to come up with a bunch of technicalities to explain how it qualifies. So as a movie in and of itself, how does Killjoy 3 do? It's fine. Killjoy is actually funny this time, and we get some supernatural antics that actually pretend to follow some semblance of rules for once. But the main cast is about as stupid as they come, and as with many low-budget horror movies, it's easy to wonder that, hypothetically, if the supernatural killer never came to town, how much longer were any of them going to live anyway? And the plot at the heart of it all, yeah, it's nothing to write home about. But it's certainly not the worst in killer clown affairs. Killjoy being a clown is somewhat irrelevant, and the kills are creative enough, even if they are pretty sparse for the third entry in a horror series. At the end of the day, Killjoy 3 makes a movie out of some rough concepts, and it almost works in a lot of ways. Definitely for fans of low-budget cheese, but hey, at least I had fun. Coming in at 2 evil hench clowns out of 5. As far as killer clown movies go, I mean, I've seen better, but I have seen a whole lot worse. Like Killjoy 1 and 2. Thank you all for watching. I've been Dr. Shado. And remember, just say no to everything.
What the hell gives Killjoy the right to push you around? Be his unease. Come again?
Don't believe me that it's really that much of an improvement? Well, may I suggest my reviews of Killjoy 1 and 2 right here. Yeah, I had to suffer, now you can too. Or, if for an actually good clown horror movie, may I suggest Stitches? That one's not bad. Or how about the algorithmically selected recommended video? It's probably some older relevant episode of Live and Wired. Way to go, YouTube. Algorithm working a treat these days.